Happy August 15th, collective. Blessed is the man who endures temptation, for he receives the crown of life. It's from James 1:12. So today when I charted the planets for August 15th, there's a beautiful blue triangle. It's a grand trine. Grand trines are a big deal, especially they can be in earth, they can be in air, fire, water. But if you're born with a grand trine, that stamp will bless you throughout your journey. It'll dominate the blessings in your life periodically. It'll dominate your characteristics, how you speak, walk, act. A grand trine is a big deal, and today we have one in Earth because Pluto is talking to Mercury, and they're both talking to, so it looks like this, the clan and Mars in Taurus right now. So it's this stamp, it's this beautiful Earth stamp that says, hey, we're going to transform how you think about family. We're going to transform how you act toward the clan. And I think that's going to be like, if you think about like what you consider to be family, because maybe some of the people that helped you along your journey were more powerful and more of an asset than your actual family, because it's transforming how you think about what family is. So that's the Grand Trine, and it happens today. So I'm really excited about that. Yeah, so I'm supposed to show these to somebody. So this is like a prayer book. I don't know if you can see this. It's kind of hard to see, huh? This is a prayer book of my grandmother. She was Catholic. And when you look at these little pictures, they're like, it is hard to see, isn't it? These are like symbols in the back of this prayer book. There's like the Illuminati triangle, and I don't know, there's all kinds of stuff. This is a Catholic prayer book. I wasn't raised Catholic, but I use it because it's my grandmother's. So maybe that's where those signs and symbols come from. There's a correlation there I'm supposed to let you all be aware of. Have you seen the like antique roadshows where people will buy like a dresser or a chest, or they'll buy some antique and they get it home and they start like, looking through the drawers or what have you, and they'll find something inside that is historic, like maybe there's like a note from a Civil War spy or something. That's how I feel for you, collective. Like, nobody saw the hidden treasure inside of you. They just purchased you for what was on the outside, like, oh, pretty girl. So they bought the pretty girl, and then they didn't realize, oh wow, there are brain cells, or oh wow, what was inside of you was like twice as valuable as what the original purchase was. So, because this has been a hard journey, this has been a really hard journey, and your spirit has carried you further than your heart, because your heart was let down many, many times. And the fire inside of you just refused to give up. This fire, this spirit is so valuable. And that's what I feel like. Somebody purchased you, collective, and then they realized, oh my God, what's inside this person is so valuable. Yeah, hell yeah, right? So yeah, Grand Trine and Earth today. Yeah, if you have a child born this day, that stamp, those three earth signs talking to each other, that'll be pretty powerful their whole life. It'll dominate the blessings in their life from this day forward. So yeah, look at your own chart, and if you have a Grand Trine in air, if you have a Grand Trine in water, that's definitely going to be Spirit. I want this reading to be for the collective today. What they need to know right now. Thank you, Spirit. So, yeah, there's two fingers of God on the chart today as well. The Yod, or the Yoda, which is that dotted green line. There's two of them. One is Mercury talking to the moon in Aries, which is probably about this protecting your thought life, because you know that whatever thoughts you have are affecting your heart, because the moon is your heart, right? So Mercury being in Virgo right now and being that finger of God, just really highlighting, like, remember, your thoughts are protecting your emotions right now. So just remembering to protect that thought life. There's going to be a lot of evil still coming at you, trying to persuade you. So like the scripture I read, blessed is the man who is tried and tempted, because he does receive the crown of life. It's still a lot of that going on, so you just got to protect that heart, The other finger of God is the sun to Neptune, and I really, this makes sense, right? The sun is highlighting Neptune right now, like, oh my God, you created this soap opera. Look, we all get to look at it now. That's a big deal, because when he highlights it like that, it just freezes it. Like, okay, let's look at all this that you've created, Neptune. I love you, Neptune, but seriously, is it Dynasty? Is it, what was the other soap opera from the 80s? I don't know. Days of Our Lives? I don't know. It's just a lot of drama. I don't know. I just get enough drama from the spirit world. I don't need it to be in my real life, right? But yeah, protect your thought life. Because the sun is looking at Neptune like, look at this huge illusion that was painted. It was not real. They looked at the outside of you and they judged you on the outside appearance. Like, pretty girl, so she must not have a brain cell. Pretty girl, she must not have a voice. Pretty girl, she doesn't have any staying power. Pretty girl, she must be late. I don't know. It was like all these assumptions. And they didn't look at your spirit. They didn't look at that fire that got you up every day. That carried you. Carried you. All right, so we have this Knight of Cups. This is in the center of the reading. Knight of Cups, loving offer. But what is, oh yeah, because it's the end of the cycle. So maybe there's a blessing coming toward you, collective, for what you have endured. And maybe you can sense that with this Grand Trine in Earth today. It's going to be something substantial, something you can hold on to, okay? That would be really nice. And your subconscious is what you've had to protect. You've had to protect this, okay? Because there's been a lot of, you know. So I was thinking about this too. I was thinking, how many stones have been thrown at you, collective? And how many did you catch? You know, all these stones being thrown at you. But then I thought, you know, collective smart. The stones that you caught, you're an alchemist, right? So look at the word stone, okay? S-T-O-N-E. And you can pull out the word tone, which is audible, which is sound, tone. So I almost feel like if it was a stone, you just made music out of it. You alchemized the word. You alchemized the event. That's the beauty of you, is even within a word, you know, like, oh, my life's cement right now. Well, look at the word cement, okay? You can pull out the word mint. And you were thinking, I'd love to go tour the U.S. Treasury Mint right now. So you made these words that were forming, like, supposed to be your destiny. They used these words to, like, stop you or hurt you. And you're like, oh, I'll just think about it this way. And you went on your way. That was how you retaliated, was this alchemy. So remember, alchemy, you know, is with relationships and energy, but it's about words, too. Because the words are what are written. So a lot of times, you know, if you got that text or you got that, you know, and they're trying to hurt you with the words, just pull those words out one by one and go, oh, I find this in that word. And then you recover. In the forefront of your consciousness is destiny. You know you're going to move forward. You know destiny wants you to move forward. And thank God somebody bought you at the Antique Roadshow, because when they looked to inside all the drawers and chests and little things, they found the treasure, the real treasure, and that was your spirit. You're going to move away from this energy, yeah, like, I'm going to control you, I'm going to tell you who's boss, I'm going to show you who's boss. This person had a lot of connections, okay? It was really painful for me to realize how many people this person affected, because they knew a lot of people, okay? And I just went along blindly, like, liking everybody. I didn't really have any groups or clubs or organizations, but this energy was determined to use one of those groups or associations around you, collective, to stop you. And I feel like you're going to move away from that. And even in the future, like, you're going to realize, okay, maybe this person coming forward with this blessing for me they're probably an important person, but I'm never going to give them that much power over my life. No one ever again will have that much power over my life, because your voice is so important and so treasured. And you're moving toward, oh, okay. So this guy, I'm sorry, I didn't know this. Okay, so this guy wants to give you this little, excuse for what they did. It's really not what you think. It's really not what you think. You've blown this all out of proportion. Oh, okay. You might have blown it out of proportion, collective. You just went off your intuition. However, this, to make up for the abuse of this, it's not going to fly. Because you're not going to allow that abuse anymore. You're not going to allow that. You're going to be the voice of the people that aren't heard. The little guy. You're going to be this voice that people dismissed. That thought, oh, this is just a pretty girl. No. I have a voice. I matter. My heart beats. I care. And that's the voice you're going to, be successful toward in the future. This grand trine in Earth for today, that's the blessing, okay? Is people are rethinking how you should think about family, how you should think about relationships, clan. That's going to be a part of your voice, helping people out of situations where this squashed them a little bit. You got some disappointed people in your environment. They are disappointed because you can't believe that this powerful energy did this and wants to dismiss it or pretend it didn't happen. It did happen because the sun is highlighting Neptune right now, going, this illusion, really? Really? When the finger of God is there, like, everyone sees it. Like, oh, at least for the day anyway, when you chart the planets. They're like, oh, I guess they're right. This was a big illusion. And they're disappointed about that. Because maybe they just thought the illusion was going to be the reality. And it's this disappointment that you're independent, collective. You might have had help along the way, but you kind of realized ultimately you had to be able to stand on your own and fight for that independence because it's so important. They tried to shape-shift you when they sent people toward you. You didn't need that. You already had everything you needed inside. So your independence is probably the coolest part of this victory, really, honestly, is that I am solid by myself. I like myself. Amen. And this is just devastating your environment. Somebody's just can't sleep at night. I don't know. I feel like, collective, you might be sleeping at night, but it's restless. I feel like you're still fighting off entities and God knows what. I suppose you're supposed to fast during this time. I pretty much eat whatever I want. Doesn't mean that's the way you should do it, but I know there's foods and stuff that you eat that'll make your dreams really weird. So I had this dream about you, collective. I did. I didn't want to share it in the last one, but I think I should share it. So, the movie Gladiator with the lion and the guy Gladiator fighting this beast in the arena? It was like that, but it was like a courtroom setting. And your two ops were down below on podiums speaking, okay? And then there were all these, seats watching this. It had the vibe of the Gladiator, but it didn't look, you know what I mean? The arena looked like a court, but the seats went up like this. And you were sitting up high, watching this. And down below on the podiums were these two ops, and the male op was higher than this female op down here. So I don't know if that means something to somebody. He was sitting a little bit higher. But both ops were just perfect mask, perfect face, just speaking this illusion, Neptune illusion, and you're listening to this up here, and you're just looking down like, oh my, shaking your head like, are you fucking serious right now? because you know you can. That's all you can do is watch. And in the meantime, there's these people walking the aisle, like you know, sell popcorn or sell snacks and shit. And so these two people that are walking down the aisle stopped and they looked up at you because they could see you just shaking your head. Because all you could do was give them the bird. You know, honestly, that's all you could do. And just shake your head because, you know, it's their time at the podium. These people walking up the aisle saw you, okay, and stopped to like whisper, like, oh, look who's up there. And it's so cute. The only thing that kind of stood out to me at that point was the person that had stopped the the concession person selling the food or what have you. She had dark hair and blue eyes, and she looked right at you. So I don't know if that means something to somebody, but she wasn't on the podium. She wasn't one of the people that was telling their part of this spiel, but she was noticing you and looking right at you. So there may still be opposition from this person collective coming toward you. I don't know who this person was. I didn't recognize him, but blue eyes, dark hair, and looked right at you. Yeah, and all you could do was shake your head. Isn't that horrible? And it did make you look bad, collective, so don't do that. Yeah, so sorry I reacted that way, but you just had to listen to this tale, this, you know, and they were just so sincere telling it too, that they were wanting to be believable. Yeah. This is the end of the reading, is this legacy. They're gonna hold on pretty tight still. And that's where the reading stops, is them holding on to something. I think you realize that by holding on to something, you're going to hold on to the spirit and what the guides are telling you. If you have to hold on to anything, because it's going to get you a lot further down the road than money. I love you, collective. Have an awesome day.